Hello, I'm Maya Vissers with your SPTV News. In this week's news, dairy farm shortages, Wolves performances this weekend, and a heartwarming story about volleyball. All this and more when we return. Students are taking action following the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court. Last week, students and community members gathered at the Sundial, rallying in support of reproductive rights. Representative Katrina Shankland and Alder Melissa Johnson both spoke, addressing not only the Supreme Court's decision, but the importance of the upcoming election as well. This is one of many rallies that took place on campus, and there will likely be more before the midterms. A new policy at Rice Lake High School is facing backlash for potentially targeting transgender students. The school board at Rice Lake created a policy that stated students must get parental consent before changing their preferred name and pronouns. That policy was not received well as students and supporters of transgender rights protested the decision. Opponents of the policy say requiring parental consent would endanger transgender students who live in unsafe households, while parents who support the policy change call it a parental rights issue. The school board president says the policy has nothing to do with sexuality. Meanwhile, teachers at Rice Lake High School say they will continue to call students by their preferred names and pronouns regardless of the consent form. You've probably noticed the cost of milk and other dairy products has been rising lately. Farmers in Wisconsin say if they are allowed to hire more migrants, they could lower their prices. The dairy industry is currently facing a major labor shortage, but many farmers are pushing to pass the Farm Workforce Modernization Act, which would allow them to hire H-2A visa workers to counteract the shortage. H-2A visas allow migrants to take temporary work in agriculture, but the dairy industry is excluded. One dairy farmer, Michael Bickham from Edge Dairy Farmer Cooperative, stated that, quote, as input costs continue to go up and it's tougher for farmers to get their products out to the market and harvested, those prices do go up on the grocery store shelves, end quote. Many dairy farmers say that passing the Farm Workforce Modernization Act would allow them to lower consumer prices. However, the act is facing opposition from those who see it as an amnesty bill for illegal workers. The legislation already passed the House, but Senate negotiators are still discussing finer points of the bill. While sporting events can often be a loud and cheerful experience, last week a Aminee volleyball game was silent. Head coach for the Aminee High School volleyball team had everyone in the crowd remain quiet for the first 10 points of the game so a very special guest could attend. Peyton Caratini is the brother and biggest fan of senior player Melina Caratini, but has never been able to attend a game in person. Peyton is autistic and loud, bright arenas can be triggering. Jacobs took inspiration from Taylor's University's long-standing tradition of a partially silent game. The game against Marathon High School went off without problem. The Marathon students in attendance even adopted a silent clap as well. In an interview with WSAW, Melina said, quote, the fact that everyone was just so welcoming and loving about it and supportive, especially with a whole other school, was just so amazing. I'm just so glad to have experienced it in my lifetime, end quote. That's all I have for news, so I'll send you over to Max Cavaness for entertainment.
Greetings, Pointers. I'm Max here with your entertainment news. On Saturday, October 22nd, UWSP's College of Letters and Science will be hosting a World Languages Fair. Come practice conversation skills in Chinese, Russian, Spanish, and more, no matter your speaking level. The fair will be international crafts, desserts, dances, and a VR experience. and will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Skyward Fieldhouse on campus. If you haven't already seen it, come check out the UWSP's Theater Department's production of The Wolves by Sarah DeLapp. The play is a coming-of-age story about a high school girls soccer team who deals with love loss and identity as they prepare for their final game. Performances will be at the NFAC Studio Theater from October 12th to the 22nd. Tickets can be purchased at the University Ticket Office on campus and online. Get into the fall spirit on Thursday, October 27th with Sip and Paint. Come and paint a fall landscape with Bob Ross while enjoying delicious hot cocoa and apple cider. The event will be from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the DUC Encore. Admission is free with a student ID or $5 at the door. That's all I have for entertainment this week. Now over to Ashton Parker for your sports updates.
Hold it.
Quiet on set.
We'll be back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take Ben.
Live at SPTV. Mic check. Audio check. News director's adjusting the sound. Teleprompter running smoothly. Floor director, alert! Cameras are rolling. Bring in the talent. Where's the makeup artist? Anchors ready for the news. Are you ready to join SPTV? That's a wrap. Lights out.
Hey everyone, Ashton Parker here with all of your SPTV sports updates. It was another rough day at the office for the UWSP football team as they got shut out by the UW Stout Blue Devils 55-0. After what was a very competitive and defensive first quarter, the Blue Devils offense finally caught stride in the second quarter where they would put up 17 points to take a 24-0 halftime lead. The Blue Devils offense did not stop there, scoring 31 points in the second half. The Blue Devils ran all over the Pointers, racking up 412 total rushing yards on the night. To say that offense has been a problem during conference play would be an understatement. Over the past 3 WIAC conference games, the Pointers offense has averaged around 118 yards of offense per game and scoring only 2 points per game. Pointers are going to have to turn things around on offense quickly as they now take on one of the highest scoring offensives in the 9th-ranked UW La Crosse Eagles. The Pointers volleyball team picked up their biggest win of the season last Friday as they took down the 13th-ranked and WIAC-leading UW Eau Claire Blue Golds 3-1. Now at 19-5, the Pointers find themselves in 3rd place in the WIAC with 2 games left in conference play. With Whitewater remaining perfect in conference play and Oshkosh and Eau Claire tied for 2nd, the Pointers just have to keep on winning and hoping for a little chaos to get that number 1 seed in the WIAC tournament. The Pointers will finish their regular season home games this weekend as they take on Illinois Wesley University on Friday and Wheaton College on Saturday. The NBA is officially back, and with that, Bucks basketball is back. After a rather disappointing end to last season's playoff run, the Bucks look to get back on top of the NBA with another finals run. Giannis Antetokounmpo is looking to get back into the MVP conversation after many think he was snubbed out of the award last season. With injuries to keep pieces out of the lineup, Coach Bud will look to rookie MarJon Beauchamp to step up and co-star with Giannis and lead this team to another Eastern Conference championship. The Bucks kick off this season on Thursday, October 20th against the Philadelphia 76ers at the Wells Fargo Center. You can catch the game at 6:30 p.m. on TNT. Well, that's going to do it for sports. So I'm going to hand it back to Maya for your SGA updates.
In this week's SGA update, in order to review their practices, bylaws, and governing documents, SGA formed an ad hoc committee to address the structure of student government. The committee aims to identify barriers that prevent students from joining SGA, review structure and any possible inequities, and consider possible restructuring when necessary. Once completed, the committee will present their findings to the Senate and the Constitution Review Committee. If any students have concerns they would like the committee to address, they should contact Vice President Allie Waite for more information. SGA passed a letter last week recognizing Dr. Sarah Scripps. Scripps served as an assistant professor and director for the Museum of Natural History. She curated, coordinated, and planned multiple events and exhibits. Groups such as the Wisconsin Historical Society have recognized Dr. Scripps' continuous efforts to creating a place for knowledge and observation. The letter reads, "Thanks to the passion of Dr. Scripps, the Museum of Natural History became a prominent space on campus and a popular spot for students to visit, as well as a draw for incoming students and the community. In the past year, students have seen the hard work of Dr. Scripps pay off, as she helped lead and establish the move out of the Albertson Hall. The hours of hard work, dedication, and perseverance to the move is something that is not overlooked. In addition to the museum and its move, she has reestablished a working relationship with the planetarium. Dr. Scripps has helped turn the museum into a place of engagement, safety, education, and community. Student Government Association expressed their utmost thanks and gratitude to Dr. Scripps and wishes her luck in the future endeavors." To learn more about SGA, watch SGA News on SPTV or read more at The Pointer. You can also tune into their radio show On the Agenda with 90 FM, Mondays at 6. That's all we have for tonight's news. As always, stay safe and have a good night.